Hello students, welcome all of you. So as you know, last class we completed damped harmonic oscillator, okay, in which we studied three different cases depending on the value of gamma and omega 0. Okay, three different cases were discussed and a corresponding equation of motion was derived. Okay, so this time we will find the energy of a damped harmonic oscillator. Finding energy means, for a damped harmonic oscillator energy is not constant, okay, because it is damped, amplitude is decreasing, so energy will be lost, but still we can find the energy of the uh, damped harmonic oscillator for a different period of time, in a given time interval. What is the energy, what is the average energy in a given period, like that, even though energy will decrease continuously starting from time t is equal to 0. Okay, so it is very important because it is physically important, because most of the oscillations in nature are damped harmonic oscillation. So calculating energy is very important from technological point of view, or you can say engineering point of view. Finding its energy is very important. Okay. So in fact, for a damped oscillator, what happens? A resistive force is operating on it. Or you can say that it is either from within or from outside. Okay, for an oscillator, for a spring oscillation, for example, inside the spring there is a resistive force that may act. Or suppose oscillation is taking place in air or in a fluid, like in a grease or in a lubrication oil. Then oil also, liquid also exerts some resistive viscous force. So all these forces act as resistive forces, and as a result, energy of the oscillator decreases. Okay. So what happens? So when energy decreases, it may be from the kinetic energy of the oscillation or from the potential energy of the oscillation. Okay, that energy will be lost to the medium. Okay, to the surrounding medium. So we say that mechanical energy of the system gradually decreases. Okay, so because kinetic is decreasing, potential is decreasing, so we say total energy decreases with time, and hence amplitude of the oscillation goes on decreasing. Okay, this idea we already have. Okay, based on that we can find the expression for the energy of the oscillator at any instant. And oscillator has both kinetic energy and potential energy. Okay, so what about the kinetic energy expression? Kinetic energy of the oscillator is half mv square, and the velocity is dx by dt. So half mv square is the kinetic energy. And the expression for x you have, you know that expression for x for a damped oscillator is a0 exponential minus gamma t sine omega t. Okay, we have derived it. You can place this x here, very simple. So you differentiate this x with respect to time, then you can find the kinetic energy of the oscillator at any time instant. So you differentiate this x, this is x, and you square it. So when you differentiate this value, what we get, you can see that d by dt of a0 exponential minus gamma t sine omega t. It has two functions. One is e raised to minus gamma t, one is sine omega t. So first what we'll do, you can apply product rule here, d by dx of u into v. Okay. So keeping e raised to minus gamma t constant, differentiate sine omega t. Differentiate sine omega t. So you have cos omega t into omega. Okay, and next term will be what? Keep the second function constant. Sine omega t is kept constant, and differentiate e raised to minus gamma t. So what we get? Minus gamma e raised to minus gamma t from the fundamental rule of calculus. So we got the velocity now. This is velocity. So we got the expression for velocity. Okay, so you can rearrange it. When we rearrange it, what we get? Velocity is equal Okay, d by dt of x. This is our x. Velocity is equal to a0 e raised to minus gamma t. You can see both here and here. E raised to minus gamma t. So take it outside. So velocity is equal to a0 e raised to minus gamma t into omega cos omega t plus phi, that is here, and gamma sin omega t plus phi, that is here. So these are taken in the bracket. Okay, now we got the expression for velocity. We have to find the kinetic energy. So velocity we calculate. Okay, so kinetic energy can be found, that is equal to half m v square. This is the velocity. Okay, and here one thing we can see, we are discussing a case where damping is small, that means gamma is small. If gamma is very high, we know oscillation does not take place. Understand? So gamma oscillation take place when gamma is small under damped case. Okay, then only we'll get oscillation. So since gamma is small, what we can do, we can neglect the second part. We can neglect this part. So rewrite the above equation by neglecting the second part. So what we can write, kinetic energy is equal to half m a0. This is the velocity now. We are neglecting the second part. So square. Okay, so you once again, so we got what we got. We got the expression for velocity. Sorry, the expression for kinetic energy. Okay, you must keep in mind that here there is a e raised to minus gamma t. Okay, and we said that gamma is very small, so you can write gamma tends to 0. If gamma is very small, or gamma is, suppose it is 0, so what we'll get, e raised to minus 0. So e raised to minus 0 you can write as 1 by e raised to 0, and that is 1 by 1 is equal to 1. So if when gamma is small, you keep in mind that, remember that this value will be almost equal to 1. Understand? Almost equal to 1 when gamma is small. This idea is required in later discussion of the class. So that is why I am saying this. Okay, e raised to gamma t will be almost equal to 1 in our case. Okay. So now let us find the potential energy of the oscillator, and we know potential energy is equal to half kx square. Okay, we have derived it, and x is given already. Okay, this is our x. So what we have to do, you square this x and substitute. So we got potential energy is equal to half k a0 square e raised to minus 2 gamma t sin square omega t. Simply squaring. Okay, so then once now we have kinetic energy and potential energy. So total energy can be found by adding up both this energy. So k plus u will be the total energy. So we can add the total energy. We have the expression for kinetic, already we got it. We have now the expression for potential. Okay, so adding this, what we get. Okay, now what we can do, some modification we can do. We know that m omega square, we can see m omega square here, that is equal to k. So by replacing m omega square by k, you can write now total energy is equal to half k a0 square e raised to minus 2 gamma t cos square omega t, and same factor again coming into sin square omega t plus pi. Okay, so in both term, first part is common. First factor of k is square e raised to minus 2 gamma t is constant. You can take outside. You can take outside. So what we get, cos square omega t plus pi plus sin square omega t plus pi will be 1. So we get the total energy at any instant is equal to half k a0 square e raised to minus 2 gamma t. Okay, so with respect to time, energy will decrease. It shows that energy decreases with time. You can actually plot it like this. So you get a graph like this. This dark line is the plot of energy with respect to time. Understand? Energy with respect to time. Okay, and you can see that when energy is equal, time is equal to 0, your energy will be E0. E0 will be equal to 1 by 2 k a0 square. It is clear from the diagram, because by putting here 0, this will become 1. Okay, this is become 1. So half k a0 square will get. or you can write energy at any time instant is equal to E0 e raised to minus 2 gamma t. Okay, that is also clear. Energy at any time instant E of t is equal to E0 e raised to minus 2 gamma t. And now let us put some value. Already we have done it in previous one of the previous module. We took 2 gamma as relaxation time. We called 2 tau as relaxation time, and we wrote that 2 gamma is equal to 1 by tau. You can place this relation here. So what we will get? You can get, you place 2 gamma is equal to 1 by tau. Our equation now become like this: E is equal to E0 e raised to minus t by tau. Okay, that is how it is plotted. The graph is plotted. Okay, this graph is plotted. Our tau is called relaxation time, and that is the time taken. Actually, you know, if t is equal to tau, what will happen? E will be equal to E0. E will be equal to E0 by E. We have done in the last class, and the tau is the time taken for the oscillator for its energy to become 1 by E of its original value. Okay, here you can define tau as the time taken by the oscillator, damped oscillator, for its time, for its energy, total energy to become 1 by E times its original value. Okay, we have already defined tau in another case. That's also tau. I think the idea is clear, and it is graphically shown here. When T become tau, the energy reaches here 1 by E. Okay, this is the 1 by E value. 1 by E times the original E0. Original E0 is here. 1 by E0 is 1 by E, or E0 by E is this value. Okay, that the time taken for that, for the energy to become E0 by E is called a relaxation time. I hope the idea is clear. Now you know instantaneous kinetic energy or potential energy do not carry much physical meaning. So we usually find average kinetic energy and average potential energy. How can we find average potential and average kinetic? We know instantaneous values given like this. Okay. And how will you find the average value? Yes, you find the total kinetic energy in a complete cycle. That is done by integral k dt. So that will give a total energy, total kinetic energy in one cycle. 0 to t is showing that one cycle. Okay, if you show in a waveform like this, so total energy in a cycle, and divide that with total time. Okay, that is called capital T. So total kinetic energy in a cycle divided by total time. So you get the average kinetic energy. Okay, we can find it. So how will you find it? You substitute for k. This is your k substituted. You have to integrate it. Okay, when you integrate it, you have to, it says okay. You can see that here. This is a minus b all square form. The inside the integral, there is a minus b all square form. So a minus b all square is a square minus 2ab plus b square. Okay. Similarly, here I expanded this expression. You have the a square term here, you have the minus 2ab term here, and b square term here. So what we have to do, you have to integrate them separately. Integrate it, you integrate again the second term, you integrate again the third term. Okay, that we can do separately. Okay, we are going to do integration separately in a simple way. Okay, see first. Okay, so first what we will do, we will integrate the first term. Okay, here already we have assumed that gamma is very small, so e raised to minus 2 gamma t will be almost equal to 1. So that is taken as a constant. So we took it outside. All these factors were taken outside. Only inside the integral now cos square omega t. Okay. So in the first term, you have to integrate only cos square omega t. So we have standard formula. We can integrate. Secondly, from the second term you can see all the facts. These factors are constant. You can take outside. So inside you will have So 2 cos omega t plus 5 and sin omega t plus 5. Okay. Okay, you have to integrate it. We can do it in a very simple way. And the third term again you can see there are many constants that can be taken outside, and inside you will have sin square omega t plus 5. Okay, so let us do the integration now one by one. When you take the first term, you can see cos square omega t plus 5. You have already done it in one of the previous video, and where you got that its value will be t by 2. Okay. Similarly, for the second term, you have a 2 cos omega t plus 5 sin omega t plus 5. Why this is 0? Because this can be whenever you integrate a sine function or a cos function over a complete cycle, its value will be 0. This is a standard formula. Okay, standard integration you have studied in mathematics. Okay, you can check it. Okay, because this will give you simply a sine function, a sine theta function. When you integrate over a complete cycle, its value will be 0, and we have proved it many times in previous classes. And take the third term also. Here it is sin square t, so that means we will be getting a 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. So when you integrate that, you will get a t by 2. Okay, these are all previously done, so I am not repeating it. Here let us substitute these values now. The previous equation we have done, average kinetic energy, we can substitute the values of cos square omega t here, 2 cos omega t and sin omega t here, that is 0, and the last term sin square omega t here, that is t by 2. Okay, by doing this, t cancelled, this will become 0 because there is 0 here, and in last term also t cancelled. So what is left is average kinetic energy will be equal to first term. Okay, that is 1 by 4 ma0 square omega square e raised to minus 2 gamma. And from the last term again 1 by 4 ma0 square gamma square is raised to minus 2 gamma. Okay, so you got this average kinetic energy. You can add it up now. When you add it, what we get? Yes, you can add it up. So we have now ma0 square. Here there is an omega square you can see, and there is a gamma square. You can take it outside. Other terms are constant. Keep it outside. And you have already studied that gamma square plus omega square is equal to omega 0 square. Okay, we have this relation in previous class, so that can be substituted here. So what we will do, we can substitute omega 0 square. So average kinetic energy is now equal to ma0 square e raised to minus 2 gamma t by 4 into omega 0 square. Okay, so we got the expression for average kinetic energy, or you can rearrange it. So we will get it 1 by 4 m omega 0 square a 0 square e raised to minus 2 gamma t. Okay, and we know that a0 e raised to minus 2 gamma t is called a. Now, so the square of this will be a square, a0 square e raised to minus 2 gamma t will be a square. So we are replacing these terms. Okay, this whole expression is a square. Understand? So we got average kinetic energy equal to m omega 0 square a square by 4. Average kinetic energy in a period of the damped oscillator. So its expression is given here. That is what is shown as m omega 0 square a square by 4. Okay. Now you can go for average potential energy over the complete cycle. You have the expression for average potential energy. This is the total potential energy over a complete cycle, and you have to divide it with the total time. Okay, total time of a single period. So what we can do, we have to integrate potential energy expression over a complete cycle. So that can be done very easily because there are many constants. We can take it outside. You can keep in mind e raised to minus 2 gamma t is almost a constant, and that is almost equal to 1. So that is why it is taken outside, because you should take care that it is a function of time. Okay, this is also a function of time. So you have a doubt that why don't we integrate the exponential function which contains time? The reason is that, the logic is that exponential 2 raised to minus 2 gamma t is almost a constant since the gamma tends to 0. Okay, resistive force is small compared to omega 0 square or compared to omega 0. Understand? So that is why it is taken outside. So integrating sin square omega t plus 5 you can do very easily. Already we have shown that is equal to t by 2. So putting the value t by 2, so t will be cancelled. So what we get? Average potential energy over a cycle is equal to 1 by 4 k a0 square e raised to minus 2 gamma t. Okay, so we can sum up potential energy and kinetic energy, average potential and average kinetic, because this is more physically meaningful. We have already said instantaneous potential or instantaneous kinetic are not physically meaningful. We cannot measure it, but average potential and average kinetic we can measure it. Okay, it's a measurable quantity. So we can add it. So potential energy is given now as 1 by 4 m omega 0 square a square, and kinetic energy, so total energy, total average energy, okay, that will be average of kinetic plus average of potential. So we can add it up. Kinetic and potential are already found, average values are found, so we can add it up. So adding what we get, average energy over a complete period is 1 by 4 m omega 0 square a 0 square e raised to minus 2 gamma t plus 1 by 4 m omega 0 square a 0 square e raised to minus 2 gamma t. Okay, these are common, the common factors are there, we can add it up. So you get the expression for total average energy. Total average energy in a cycle is equal to 1 by 2 m omega 0 square a 0 square e raised to minus 2 gamma t. Okay, keep in mind that this is almost a constant. Okay, which is almost a constant for a given period. Okay, or for a given period, and for every period it may have some different value. Keep in mind. For suppose you are measuring the energy in the first cycle, it will have one value, almost a constant value. Again, if you are measuring for the second cycle, this will have yet another value. Understand? Other things are common. Other things are common. So like that, for every measuring period, its value will remain a constant. Hope the idea is clear. Okay, average energy concept. So once the average energy concept is clear, you can go for average energy dissipation per unit time. Because for damped oscillator, every cycle energy is lost, or every time instant energy is lost. So rate of energy lost, that is called energy dissipation. Okay, rate of energy lost you can find. How will you find it? Because average energy is given, so rate of energy loss can be found by differentiating this with respect to time. Okay, differentiating this with respect to time. So average energy loss is taken as average of P. That is equal to just like you make a relation between energy and power. Okay, power is equal to rate of change of energy, isn't it? You know it. You have studied in your school days. So here also that power is lost. So we are putting minus sign here. Lost energy. Okay, minus, sorry, power energy is lost. So rate of loss of energy, just like saying deceleration. Okay, rate of decrease of velocity we call deceleration. So similarly, rate of or time rate of decrease of total energy, total average energy, we call it dissipation per unit time. Because for damped oscillation, energy should be lost. So let us differentiate this with respect to time. So we differentiate only the exponential term. You can differentiate it. So on differentiation, what happens? E raised to minus 2 gamma t will give you simply minus 2 gamma into e raised to minus 2 gamma t. That e raised to minus 2 gamma t is very clear. So this again is E. Okay, this whole is E. Okay, you can see this. So we can replace this factor with average E. So what we wrote, we can write now as average energy loss is equal to 2 gamma. Okay, 2 gamma into, this is replaced with again 2 gamma into. So we got rate of dissipation energy is equal to 2 times gamma into average energy. Okay, it's a very beautiful equation. The energy is in fact lost in the medium in the form of heat. Okay, when energy is lost, where it goes to the surrounding. Suppose if the oscillator is in a oil or in a lubrication, like vehicles, cars and lorries and trucks, there are so many springs oscillating that usually oscillate in some fluids, okay, brake fluids or lubrications. So that energy will be lost in the fluid. So fluid will be such that it should be able to withstand high temperature. When vehicles are running, continuously energy will be lost in the fluids. So fluid should be able to withstand that temperature. Okay, if it cannot withstand the temperature, oil will be evaporated or oil will be burned. Understand? So such oils are used so that the energy is absorbed by the oil and liberated to the surroundings. Okay, usually oils are cooled using radiator. Okay, radiator in vehicles you have seen. Using radiators, these oils are cooled when energy dissipation takes place inside the fluid. Okay, so hope these ideas are clear to you. Okay, these are very important concepts in physics and technology, in engineering, in automobile engineering especially, or in any instrumentation area. Okay. So here you have a question now. This is the video. Whatever discussed in the video is asked in the question as a essay question. There is no other numerical problem. Question goes like this: obtain the expression for the average kinetic and average potential energy of a damped harmonic oscillator, and hence find the expression for the average energy dissipation per unit. Okay. So we have discussed it. Here you simply have to watch the video and make a brief note on it with your own comments and points, and just upload in the platform, Google platform. Understand? This time no more other questions are asked, but do this assignment preparation neatly by watching the video at least twice. Okay. Do it sincerely. Hope you enjoy the session. Thank you all of you. Have a good time.